What's up, future millionaires? It's your boy MTI, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about 3 different DeFi passive income projects that have been able to withstand this unforgiving bear market. Now, yes, we know bear markets aren't fun, and typically you are always going to see a huge decline in value, and a lot of projects are going to come and go. Now, these 3 projects have been able to withstand even the unexpected events that's happened this year. And just to give you a quick recap, we had the Terra Luna collapse in the UST stablecoin, and then after that we had 3 Arrows Capital. You had Voyager, Celsius, FTX, BlockFi. All of them filed for bankruptcy. So it's been a crazy bear market downturn, to say the least. Now, in this video, as I mentioned, I want to talk about 3 DeFi passive income projects that have been able to withstand this bear market. Now, by the thumbnail, you can tell the first project is Drip, which I talk about the most on this channel. The second project is EMP Money, which I've talked about a few times. And then the third project is EverEarn, which I've also talked about a couple times during a live stream, which I did with the founder, 𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗚𝗏 of EverEarn. Now, the 3 DeFi passive income projects we're going to be talking about, as I said at the beginning, have been able to withstand this unexpected crazy bear market. Now, we've seen a lot of projects that's came out during their time or after they've came out, and now that has come and gone. I'm not going to name any names, but if you're in the DeFi space, then you know some of the projects I'm talking about. Now, Drip launched back in April of 2021, EMP Money launched in January of 2022 this year, and EverEarn also launched in January 2022 this year as well. And all 3 of these projects are setting themselves up to be here for a lot longer term. So the first project we're going to be talking about, of course, is Drip. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on Drip just because I talk about it so much and you guys kind of already know what's up. So let's go ahead and dive into Drip first, EMP Money, and then we're going to dive into EverEarn. So as we're looking at Drip, to give you a brief overview of what Drip is. Now, Drip Faucet, what it is a certificate of deposit smart contract DApp that pays out 1% per day up to 365% in the Drip token, based off of what your investment is. All right, and remember, Drip has a value that goes up and down based off of, is there more buys or are there more sales? Now, one thing I do want to mention, they are 2 different separate projects, the Animal Farm and Drip. However, they do have a correlation because the Animal Farm does help provide more Drip to the tax vault as well as additional liquidity to Drip. So I just wanted to make that clear. However, they are separate projects. And so Drip, as I said before, it pays out passive income 1% per day in Drip. So this is my main account here. As you can see, I have around 4,681 Drip, and my max payout day is the beginning of the beginning of June 4th is when this account will be maxed out if I don't add any more additional capital. And if we head over to the swap, just to check out the price of Drip, it is around $1.56 at the time of this video. Now, it can be higher or lower when you see this video. So yes, there's been a lot of cryptos, from Bitcoin to DeFi projects to meme tokens to just community tokens to smart contract tokens, whatever it is, everything has seen a significant decline due to the bear market and unexpected events that's happened, in crypto. And so with that being said, if you're curious on how all of this works and kind of my journey and what I invested, definitely check out my previous videos on Drip, so you can kind of get an understanding on what's really going on. But basically, my goal is just to keep on compounding once per day, and that's going to allow me to get this number to 27,400 where I need to be, and that's going to be a total of 100,000 Drip I will be able to claim. Now, of course, that's not including all the taxes, and I go over all of that. And based off of where I currently am now, after all of the taxes, I will have about 41,600 Drip, give or take, after the well tax, the claim, and the sell tax. So after all of that, depending on where the price is of Drip, that can tell you where you would be. So basically, for every dollar for my position, I will have about 41K in value that I will be able to take out for every dollar that Drip is currently, give or take, right? But definitely check out my other videos where I go more into depth on kind of how all of this works, right? So one thing I do want to show you as well, and I'm going to show you on each project, Drip is by far the biggest project out of these 3. And when it comes to, DeFi passive income plays, Drip is the largest, right? So one thing I want to show you, if you head over to BSC Scan, you can see 132,000 plus addresses. Now, of course, some of these people have more than one address. Like myself, I have 3 different Drip wallets myself. And so I would probably say there's probably 80 to 90,000, potentially maybe 100,000, but I would say anywhere from 80 to 90,000. Again, maybe 100,000, individual people that's in Drip, but that's still a ton of people. And remember, this project launched April of last year, 2021. So it's going on 2 years, right? So now as we move over to the second project, which is EMP Money. Now, I haven't showed EMP Money that much, but they are a project that has, made some changes, but it has been for the good. The community has stood behind them. And one thing I want to say real quick as well, yes, you do need to have utility if you want to be here long term, but another thing as well that you gotta have for sure to kind of withstand anything is a community, whether it's big, medium, or small. And these projects do have strong communities that has helped them be able to withstand some of this unexpected, turmoil that's happened in the space. But back to EMP Money. All right, so to give you a quick overview of what EMP Money is, now EMP Money also runs on the Binance Smart Chain, just like Drip, as well as the third project we're going to be talking about next. Now, EMP Money is an algorithmic token that is a peg to Ethereum 4,000 to 1, right? Now, they have different things that you can utilize. They have a farm, which allows you to earn the second token that they have, which is eShares. Now, eShares is the token that is pretty much made for selling for the most part. Now, if you use the liquidity pools, this is how you earn your eShares. And if you look on the left-hand corner here, you can see EMP Money, which is the native token, is 16 cents. eShares is 148, and then it has the BNB price, Ethereum price, it has the EMP and Ethereum LP price, and the BNB and eShare LP price, because you utilize all of these, which we're going to briefly take a look at here real quick. Now, I'm not going to go through the full, overview of this, but I at least want to let you know what this project has to offer, right? So we have their second token, which is eShares. And if you want to earn that, one way you can do it is getting into the farms, the liquidity pools. Basically, you will stake the EMP and ETH LP token, and you can earn eShares, or you can just stake eShares itself and earn more eShares. So, and you can see you have the APRs and daily APRs down here, and also the total value locked. So if we move down to the detonator, which is what I am currently in, this operates just like the faucet. It pays you up to 365%. However, the current yield is kind of low. It's only around like maybe 0.3% to maybe 0.5%, so 0.3 to maybe 0.5 is what I've been able to get. So just speaking for myself from experience. So as you can see for the detonator though, what you do is basically you're staking EMP and Ethereum, which is the LP token. You're staking these two, and it's going to pay you out every single day, or you can compound. So it's going to operate the exact same way as Drip, right? When it comes to the detonator, and the reactor operates the exact same way, except for you are staking BNB and the eShare. So basically, one thing you want to know about EMP is you have until about 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Central Time to either claim or compound. If you don't claim or compound, your earnings don't just accumulate and accumulate. It's basically going to be recycled back into the lottery pool. So basically there's one winner for the largest depositor and one winner for people who gets the lucky ticket. And what this does is pay out people for basically incentivizing them to utilize the system. And what this does as well, it does help somewhat of the sell pressure, because people can't just accumulate a ton and then just dump at one time. You literally have to either claim or compound every single day, or your earnings just goes back into the pool. So that is a nice thing, and it can also be a two-edged sword if you're not staying up on it. And so that's the detonator. The reactor operates the exact same way. Moving along, and now we're looking at the nodes. I don't have any nodes, but basically it's going to give you a max payout of 400% throughout the lifetime of the node, once it pays you out that 400%, the node is no longer good. So basically, this is how you can earn even more EMP. Basically creating kind of like somewhat of a bank for yourself if you're kind of have somewhat of a strategy. If you go over to the boardroom here, this is a way where you can stake shares and also earn EMP. And then you have bonds here where right now it is below peg. So remember, EMP is an algorithmic token that is pegged to Ethereum 4,000 to 1. And so basically you're able to purchase bonds once it's below peg. Once it gets back over peg, you can then redeem those bonds for EMP. And the longer you hold those bonds, the bigger multiplier you will have. And then you have something that's new, which is basically the new NFTs. And this operates for the reactor. So basically, people are able to purchase these NFTs, and it gives them even more of a daily boost as far as daily earnings when it comes to the reactor. Now, they mentioned in their previous AMA that they're going to be releasing this same type of NFT function for the detonator. So for people who may not make the most, I not only put in a little bit of money in the actual EMP detonator here. I only put in like $1,100. You can see it's around 971. So not bad, even with the crazy downspin in the market. So basically that NFT will allow you to earn even more daily, because as you can see, that 971 is only earning me about $1.84, right? Which is, nothing crazy, nothing to, jump up about. So just wanted to show you, these are all of the different pieces of the ecosystem when it comes to EMP Money. You got the farm, detonator, reactor, which are both the same. They're just two different LPs you're staking. EMP and ETH, or BNB and eShare. You have the nodes, boardroom, bonds, and then you have the new NFT Sentinels, right? So that's EMP Money. And real quick, just so I can show you, you have EMP Money. As you can see, a significant difference compared to Drip. There's only 3,350 addresses, and of course, there's going to be some people who own EMP Money in more than one wallet. So if you look over at Drip, you can see 132,000 plus. We go to EMP Money, 3,350 plus. This is for the EMP token. If you look at their eShare token, you can see there's actually more holders for the eShare token compared to EMP Money. So over 5,200 plus addresses for people that holds the eShare. So EMP Money, 3,350. And then you have eShare at 5,289, at least at the time of this video. All right, so now we're going to dive into the third project of this video, which is EverEarn. Now, EMP Money and Drip, both of them fall into the ROI dApp industry, whereas EverEarn does not. EverEarn literally is a cryptocurrency that you can hold, and it's going to pay you out in stablecoin rewards just for holding the token, right? And I'm going to briefly share with you kind of how that works, but literally it changes the game for a lot of people who wants to start building passive income, or who's already building passive income, and they want another project to help supplement what they're already earning, right? Or help them to start earning passive income in a passive way, right? Because if you're holding any asset, hopefully you're holding it because you think it's also going to go up in value. So not only do you have an asset that can go up in value, but it's also going to pay you out in stablecoin rewards just for holding it. So that way, depending on how much you're getting paid, you don't necessarily have to sell the underlying asset, right? But let's go ahead and dive into it real quick. So EverEarn, right? As I mentioned, EverEarn launched January this year, the same time EMP Money, and Drip launched April of last year. So as we can see, and I'm not going to read all of this, but just to give you a brief overview, at its core, the EARN token is a true deflationary stablecoin rewards token in which the total supply decreases weekly, making the remaining supply rare, automatically paying 11% of all buy and sells. And this transfer is actually going to be removed as well, which we covered in some of the live streams, but I'm going to briefly touch on this here in a second. So automatically paying 11% in all buy and sell transactions back to the holders in the form of a stablecoin, making it one of the most attractive passive income projects for 2022. Now, they also have a little bit more utility as well that's already added to this project, which we're going to briefly take a look at here in a second. Now, as you can see, you have the highest rewards. They pay 11% in BUSD or USDC. Now, as I mentioned, all three of these projects are launched on Binance Smart Chain, but EverEarn just launched on Ethereum as well, about within a week ago. So with that being said, you can either hold it on BSC or ETH or both, right? And there's a game theory to this, which I'm gonna briefly touch on here in a little bit. So you have the 11% that is paid on all buy and sell. So any buy and sell, there's a 15% tax. 11% of that goes back to the holders in the form of stable coins, whether it's BUSD or USDC, depending on which token you're holding on which blockchain, if not both. So real quick, let me just show you. They've already paid out over 2 million in BUSD rewards, and as I mentioned, they launched in January this year, and they just launched on ETH. So as you can see, here's the 15% buy tax, and there's a 15% sell tax. 11% of the rewards of that 15% tax goes to us holders. 1% goes back to buy liquidity. Another 1% goes to buy back the tokens off the chart, right? And then you also have 2% for the marketing. So one thing I like as well, not only is it out of the ROI dApp industry, but this is an asset that can go up in value, but that's also going to pay you in a stable asset without you having to sell the underlying asset. And there's a lot more to go with it. So real quick, you got the 1% auto liquidity. And then if you look right here, there's 1% buyback. This is also a burn as well. So this is why the total supply of EverEarn is going down every single week, because every buy and sell, not only are we getting paid back in rewards, but also liquidity is being added. Also, tokens are being burned as well. So this is also adding a supply and demand effect over time, right? So then they have their, anti-whale thing. Now, how this kind of works is basically you can only sell a maximum of so many tokens per transaction. So what this does is, granted, it doesn't stop anyone from just selling all of their tokens, but let's say they had a huge bag and they wanted to just dump all at one time. They have to do it in separate transactions because there's a max on the most you can sell at one time. So that's kind of how the anti-whale system works. And remember, this does help the project as well, because remember, every transaction there's a 15% tax, right? So this is why it's also done that way. So that's just kind of in a nutshell. They also have their own fiat on-ramp as well, where you can buy, earn. Also, if you don't want to use a DEX, you also have some of their other utilities. You got their own Everswap, which we just look at, NFT minting, BUSD staking, which we're going to briefly take a look at here in a second. And you can also track your wallets through different blockchains as well. Now, before we go over to the dashboard, let me show you the size of EverEarn. Now, EverEarn is also smaller than EMP Money. So as you can see for the Earn token, there's only over 3,200 addresses, right? And remember, some of these people probably hold Earn in more than one wallet, right? And so again, if we go over to Drip, well over 132,000. We go over to EMP Money, over 3,300. So it's close to the Earn token here. But if we look at their second token, eShare, there's over 5,200. So it's not super bigger than EverEarn, but it is a bigger project, right? As we go over to Earn on BSC, here it is, over 3,200. And then if you look at their Earn token that just launched on Ethereum, you can see there's only 227 holders, right? So fairly new project, and still fairly low cap as well. Now, if we head over to the Everearned Dashboard, and this is one thing I like, on the left side, you can kind of see all their additional utilities and developments that they have for the ecosystem. Now, one thing I want to show you, this is BSC. You can see the current market cap is 1.3 million. You can see the total liquidity over 400,000, very healthy. And look how much has been burned already, 262,000 burned to date. So as you can see, you can also check all of this to see that they're burning this as well. Now, if we head over to the Ethereum side, which just launched as well, you can see current market cap is only 360,000. So it's about $1 million difference when it comes to market cap. So for the people that's getting in early, or the people that's in now, right? And of course, none of this is financial advice, but if the BSC market cap is 1.3 million, ETH is 360,000 and it just launched, Well, if it followed the same footsteps, there's a lot of money to be made there, right? And so one thing I want to show you, it also shows you the full dividend details. It shows you how often it's being paid out. Like literally it's full transparency. It's showing you how many pending rewards is going to be potentially paid out to the holders within this next hour cycle. It's showing you how much has already been distributed. Almost 6,000 have already been distributed to people just for holding the token, right? So it's one thing to use an ROI DApp project, which, as you guys know, I'm invested in, but it's another thing to have another passive income project that's a strong community token that can definitely go up in value, but can also pay you out in another asset that is stable, right? So one thing I want to show you before we get out of here is the staking feature. And they have this as well on BSC and ETH. And also they're going to be launching on Polygon as well, right? So they're going to be on all three chains, a legit multi-chain. So they have the same token supply, but their own different contract with the same mechanics. So what affects one blockchain won't affect the next, right? Which is a good thing. So as you can see, you have 4 different staking options, and this is on ETH, BSC, and it's going to be on Polygon. So you can stake anywhere from 7 days up to 90 days. If I head over to BSC just to show you, 7 days to 90 days. So it's completely up to you. So literally you can stake up to 20% the stable coin, either BUSD or USDC, but you can only stake 20% of that stable coin based off of how much EverEarn you have. So for example, let's say you have 10K in EverEarn, right, in value. Well, you can only stake up to 20% of that. So that's only 2K you can stake. And that's one way that they're able to always pay out this percentage, right? Because they won't basically get drained that way, because only up to 20% of what you hold and earn can be staked. And if you caught that, you can only use the staking pools if you're holding earn. So not including whatever additional utility they have that's going to add additional revenue and things of that nature. But as of right now, you can see they give you quite a few reasons why you want to hold this token. One, you have the ability to earn passive income in a stablecoin, and you can use that stablecoin to buy more earn, or you can stake it in these stablecoin staking pools and earn even more stablecoin, depending on what you choose to do. So as I said before, I don't think EverEarn is a project that's just gonna, make you rich overnight or anything of that nature, but I do think it's a project that is setting themselves up to be here for the long term, and that can definitely help supplement passive income you're wanting to start to make or that you're already making. And so when it comes to EverEarn, I want to briefly share with you the game theory, because I did say I would briefly touch on it. So how this thing works is it's all based off of volume, right? However much volume it is, that's how much rewards you will get based off of the supply percentage you have in the tokens, right? So remember, every single transaction, there is 11% of that that's going back to the holders. So if you only have a little bit amount of the supply, well, you're not going to get paid that much, when those rewards get distributed, and they're distributed every single day on BSC and ETH. And so the game theory is, if this is a project you believe in and you want to grow it over time, you want to start to accumulate more and more supply. So that way, even if the volume isn't, always going up or always having huge volume every single day, the more supply you have, the more stablecoin rewards you're going to get over time. And also think of it this way: if they're constantly lowering the supply every single week because tokens are being burned and you're also accumulating more supply, that's going to be a win-win for you, because now not only are you getting more tokens, but as the token supply shrinks, your tokens is going to be even more worth of a percentage, right? Which is going to pay you out in more rewards without even having to sell the earned token. So let me know if you enjoyed this video where I kind of touched on 3 of the projects. I did take a little bit longer time with EMP Money and EverEarn, just because I don't talk about them too much, and I always talk about Drip. You guys already know what's up. And so with that being said, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button. Really appreciate all the support, and I will catch you guys on the next one.